All right, guys, welcome back to the channel. It's been a little while since I made a video, but we're gonna start with a little series here. So, a little garage update. I have decided to keep the Jeep, just better financially to just end up keeping it. Dodge, Jeep, and all that stuff right now are doing so many like rebates on new ones and all that kind of stuff that it's just killing the resale value of the Gladiators right now. Plus interest rates are not good, so even if I wanted to get rid of this and get a different vehicle, interest rates wouldn't be good. So just decided to hold on to the Jeep. As you noticed when I walked in, the camper is gone, so I did sell the GFC. I got rid of that. Not a bad platform, just wasn't my favorite. So we're gonna do a budget rebuild kind of on this thing now. I've already ordered a bunch of parts here, and I'm gonna try and do this as like, I wouldn't say cheap, but I would say just budget for sure. Try to keep it so I'm not spending a crazy amount of money, but we do have to get the rig up and ready to go camping again. Plus it needs some refresh on some items. So let me kind of show you what we have going on here. All right, so here's the Jeep. It's sitting in the garage. I'm currently getting ready to start working on it on some of the projects right here. I'm gonna take you on a few videos on each one that I'm kind of doing individual. But let me kind of go back in here again and kind of show you. So camper is gone, bed is empty. We of course will have plans for this. I already have an idea of what I want to get for the back. Definitely gonna go again a little bit more budget on this one. I have some cash from selling the GFC, so that'll let me kind of rework the Jeep a little bit here. So first thing is first, today we are putting on some new shocks. So I ended up picking up a set of the Bilstein 5160's. The current setup on the Jeep is just got, I don't know if we can see it in here. It's just got the Fox 2.0s. And the Fox 2.0s, they haven't been bad, but I would say they are pretty soft, which is a lot of same comments from a lot of people that run these. And I want to say maybe my passenger side one is bad. I'm getting pretty bad cupping on my tires here. Part of it could have been a bad alignment that I had a while back, but basically we are going to try and run some Bilstein 5160's. And again, budget, I didn't want to go all out on a set of crazy shocks if I don't necessarily need them. I don't do any crazy high speed kind of off-roading. Again, it's just fire roads and trails, and I do want to start hitting up Windrock and stuff like that a little bit more, so a little bit more technical trails, but mostly slower speed stuff. And I run the Bilsteins on the Tundra, and I really like them. I have the same 5160's in the rear of the Tundra, and so these are basically a little step up from the 5100's that you can get, because they do have the remote reservoir, which is just going to help with shock fade and keeping the oil cool and stuff like that. So they'll help out a little bit more than a standard 5100 would. A standard 5100 would be kind of the bottom budget probably range. So these are a little bit upgraded. So I was able to get all four for a little bit less than 900 bucks shipped from Shock Surplus, and they shipped them out pretty fast, which was nice. So that's what we will be putting on the Jeep today. And then I'll give you a review on these, on how they ride compared to the Foxes, and whether it needs to be stepped up from this. So these are a 2.0, just like the Fox 2.0, and we'll see if down the road if I need to bump it up to a 2.5 for any reason. But hoping they'll ride good. I want it to firm it up a little bit, but I don't want it to be harsh. That's what we'll kind of figure out when we're riding. I did pick up a new set of tires and wheels. The wheels are not here yet. The wheels will be here tomorrow, so I'll kind of show you those down the road too, because those won't be installed until next week. But I did go with another set of 37s. I went with the Kenda cleavers again, which I run on the Tundra also, and I've run them on my Tacoma. This is like my third or fourth set of these, which I really like these tires. And again, budget wise, they're not going to be the cheapest, but they are going to be cheaper over the BFGs, over the Toyos, over the Nittos and all that kind of stuff. So these run in right at about 350 bucks a tire, again, which is going to be lower than all those other brands. All those other brands for a 37 are going to be in the 400 to 500 range. And so I really like these. I've only had a little bit of issues, and those were on the Tundra ones. So the Tundras, I had a set and they couldn't balance them, and so the actual tires were out of round, so they had to replace them with 2 new ones, which they did. I buy them from Walmart. Walmart's kind of like the cheapest you can get them for, so I buy them from Walmart. I used to have them installed at Walmart, but they just don't know really what they're doing when they're mounting and balancing tires, so those had to be replaced on the Tundra. So I'm hoping I don't have any balancing issues with these. And then on my Tundra also, they are a little bit louder than what I remember. So on my Tacoma, they were pretty quiet. The other set I had were pretty quiet, but these seem like they're pretty loud on the Tundra. I don't know why. So I'm hoping these will be kind of quiet. These are the Yokohama Geolanders that I have that came on the Jeep when I bought it. And they were kind of quiet when I first got it, but now that they're cupping and all this stuff, they are very loud and very choppy just because the tread is just all over the place now, since they're just cupping all over the place real bad. And again, it's cupping real bad on my passenger side, so I'm thinking my passenger side shock is probably bad also. This side, cupping is not as bad, and on the rears, of course, the cupping isn't bad. So that was another reason of doing the shocks. Wheels, I will show you when they get in, but I'm switching it up from the black, so we won't be running the black wheels anymore. And then also, along with the budget, so I'll be able to sell these wheels and tires and get some money back from buying these. Plus the new ones I got were on sale, so they were half off. I'll show you again those when they come in, but I got the new wheels for about 600 bucks for all 4. They were on sale, about 150 bucks each a wheel, and they are super good brand and super cool looking wheel. So I'll show you those also when they come in. Continuing along with the budget build, I did pick up these Harbor Freight Road Shock LED lights. I've already opened up the package on one of them, and I may open it up here for you real quick too and kind of show you in my hand what they look like, but they seem like very, very good quality. A lot of reviews I've seen on YouTube already show that they are really good. They are kind of comparable to the Baja Designs. Probably not as much light output is going to be as a Baja Design, but these lights are $100 a pair, $100 each. Sorry, not a pair. $100 each, and they have a low beam, a high beam, an amber backlight, and they also will spread off to the sides. They have LEDs kind of on the sides, and so these will be getting mounted on top. I bought some little, I got some brackets here that I bought off of, actually these are the brackets here, sorry. Got some brackets that I bought off Amazon. Again, some like $30 aluminum brackets, and they will be mounting up here. I'll run the backlight, and then I have a switch panel already in the Jeep. A part of my grab handle, it's got like 4 switches that you can grab by your thumb. I'll wire the high and low beam into that. And then on here, so these are just new TPMS that I ordered for the new wheels that are coming. So I'll get those mounted and balanced. And then I do want to take it to a Jeep shop to get it all aligned and all that kind of stuff, just to be sure that everything is good, that my caster's right, and to make sure the Jeep is riding good. So anyways, I'm going to get to installing these shocks. I'm not really going to do a how-to. Jeep shocks are pretty easy. It's just a matter of basically just unbolting the old ones, bolting in the new ones, and that's pretty much it. For the rear, I don't even have to remove the tires. I can just bolt them in. The fronts, I may remove the tires, I may not. Since the front reservoir is not a piggyback on the rears, it's going to be piggyback in the front. The front reservoirs are going to mount somewhere in here, and they'll probably need some rib nuts that are provided with Bilstein, so I'll have to do that, insert some rib nuts to mount those. But other than that, it's just a matter of just unbolting top, unbolting the bottom, and putting in the new ones. So we will get working on this. Probably be like a 4-part video series, I believe. This will be the first, and this will be the shocks. And I'm not going to put the video out right away. I'll take it and drive it today when I put them on, but I want to drive it around for about a week and give you my initial impressions on the Bilsteins. There's not a lot of actual reviews on the Bilstein 5160's for the Jeeps, which is kind of weird, which for a pretty well-priced shock, I would think there would be a lot more reviews on them, but a lot of people go straight into the higher end, Falcons, Fox, you know, even the Bilstein like 8100's, which are all real nice, but those will all cost you $2K plus for a set, depending on how high you go. So anyways, we are going to get working on here, and I'm going to install the shocks, and then I'll end the video next week. after I've driven it for about a week, and I'll let you know how these are riding. But anyway, stay tuned and we'll have some updates for the Jeep. All right, I kind of want to show you what the shocks look like. Got one of the back ones out already, literally 2 bolts, top and bottom, and it came right out. Fox's body itself looks a little bit larger on the Fox 2.0 than the Bilstein. But that's okay because the Bilstein has the reservoir, so it's going to hold more oil no matter what. So lengthwise, should be the same length. I didn't want to cut the strap on this one yet to see if I can put it back on, because after it came off, it extends pretty far down. Foxes are a little bit easier to push up, but with the Bilsteins being digressively valved, I'm not sure if it's going to be hard to push up, so I'm going to try and do it how it is and then cut the strap once it's already on the truck. So let's go and install it. All right, got the one side in. Didn't take long, 10 minutes. And then the other one, I went ahead and cut the strap on there just so I can see, make sure the lengths were correct. And the Bilsteins are actually a tad bit longer. I would say maybe almost an inch longer than the Foxes that I had on here. So that should be okay. And then you go ahead and pre-assemble these first. Put on the billet straps. And then you can leave the boots on, or you can take the boots off if you want to. The Fox didn't have boots, but I'll probably leave them on. But I'm going to go ahead and put the other side on now, and then move on to the front. All right, so now we're moving on to the front. Rears are easy, but definitely don't cut the straps, because I cut the strap to see the length on the shock to make sure it was the correct length. But then it was a pretty bear to try and get it up in there with the strap cut. So strap will stay on the front one here. But on the front here, so they do require some rib nuts to be installed, and they provided them for you. And then they also show you in the directions here on how to use the bolt and nut and washer and stuff like that to install it, if you don't have like a little like rib nut gun thing. And then so on mine, see if we can see in here, this is my passenger side. So small rib nut is going to go here on top right below the circle, and then the larger rib nut is going to go in this hex kind of circle here. And then from there you can mount the brackets and stuff like that for the reservoir. The brackets are super nice quality, black aluminum. So really happy with the Bilstein quality for sure. So I'm gonna get this mounted up and we'll get back. I'll show you the directions real quick. So basically this is how they tell you to install the rib nut. So basically you're gonna have the bolt size that goes through, washer, wrench, serrated nut, and then your actual insert. And you put it all together, you put it inside there, and then you start turning the wrench by holding the other one also, and then it expands this rib nut piece, and then it makes a threaded insert, so now you can thread the bolt in. All right, pretty easy, got both the rib nuts in. Now it's just a matter of mounting up the new shock and then mounting the reservoir. All right, so quick note. So this is the bracket that's going in here. And so you have to bolt this up first before you can put the reservoir in. But it does have this long bolt here, and it goes into the side of the mount here, and that's what holds the reservoir. Just make sure that that screw is facing out towards the back of the vehicle, so you can go in and tighten it. It has a lock nut that goes on right here, but you can't get access to it. The mount itself holds the nut when you tighten it, but you can't get to it when it's inside here. So just make sure that that piece that you're tightening down for the reservoir is facing out. All right, and so last thing to note, read the instructions. I put in the top bolt here, and I had the mount like all the way up and mounted in there, but then you can't fit the reservoir in with the top of the grill. And so basically it says just put the bottom bolt in first, put the reservoir in like this, and then swing it up and then bolt it in. Trying to do this, maybe it'll save you guys some time if you guys pick up the same kit, but definitely learning as you go. All right, so we got the shocks all mounted. We got the reservoirs mounted. I mounted mine as high as I could up here to kind of protect it, with having a bumper protect it. Last step is they actually include these zip ties, and they have little like push pins in them. There we go. They have little push pins in here, and so it actually pushes into one of the holes here on the frame, and you can zip tie it. And then there's another one that pushes in up top here too. So very nice kit, very detailed. Very happy with this one so far. Definitely took me longer to do this side. Next side I'll have done pretty fast since I already know how to work everything now pretty much. All right, so we got driver's side done. This side took me probably maybe 10 minutes after it took me about half an hour to do the other side, just figuring everything out. On the other side I didn't show, but this kit also brings a little piece of like rubber plastic that you can kind of put right here. You can see on this mount here kind of, because that's where like the hose will kind of rub up against maybe. And so they provide that so it doesn't rub through the hose. Again, super nice kit. Really, really like it. I'm about to clean up everything now, get this hose zip tied, and then take it for a test drive real quick, go get some lunch, and I'll let you know how it rides. All right, guys, so I'm all cleaned up now. About to take the Jeep for a ride, but we got the whole shocks all installed and everything like that. Let me show you what it looks like. Again, but with the Bilsteins in here, we'll see how this thing rides. Again, everything looks super quality. The kit looks good. So I'm gonna take it for a ride now, but I'll give you a final review like in about a week, just to kind of get some miles under it and really see how it feels when it's riding. So yep, stay tuned. All right, guys, so I've now been daily driving it for about a week with the new shocks on it. And the Bilstein 5160's, I would say, are really, really good. So a big upgrade over the regular Fox 2.0s. Firmer in all the good ways, for sure. I wouldn't say firmer as in like harsh. Definitely little like micro bumps and all that kind of stuff you feel a lot more than you would like on the Foxes. The Foxes are just too soft and plush. Even though that's what like a lot of people actually want to go for, they're just too soft. So I was hoping that these wouldn't be too stiff and harsh, but these Bilsteins are not. They're firm in a really good way. So definitely less body roll on the Jeep, less nosedive when braking, which is nice. The Jeep just feels more planted, feels solid. Also, I was getting a little bit of bump steer before. Wasn't sure if it was like my alignment, my tires, something in the front end. It wasn't bad, not like death wobble, nothing like that. Just certain bumps, if you hit them, it would kind of just give you a little shake in the wheel. But since doing the new shocks, it's taken almost all that away. So I've hit normal bumps that I would normally get a bump steer on, going over train tracks and stuff like that, and it's pretty much gone. It don't even feel it in the steering wheel anymore, which is awesome. So I think some of that has things related to like the Foxes being too soft, and the suspension kind of gets upset even, I've noticed, compared to the Bilstein. So the back end doesn't kind of want to jump around as much or nothing like that. The Fox, you kind of feel the full kind of stroke of the shock, so it's kind of, since it's got that more plush feeling, it's going fully through, I guess, the stroke. But when it does that and it goes like all the way down, comes back up, there's a lot of weight and momentum moving, and so like if I do go over a train track or something like that, it kind of upsets the suspension. I haven't noticed any of that with the Bilsteins. So far they have been a really, really good upgrade. We still will have to test them off-road, see what they're like off-road, but so far I've been very, very happy with them. So I'm really happy with the upgrade. Again, less than $1,000, so I think they were $950 shipped. I haven't looked up to see what the Fox 2.0s run. I think probably those run in like the $600 range for all four, probably. Their regular 2.0s, non-reservoir and stuff like that came off here. So I think for a budget, good shock, because from here, after you hit this like $950 range, $1,000 range probably for shocks, after that you're kind of looking in the 2,000 plus range, because everything with reservoirs and then are going to have adjusters and all that kind of stuff, and it's really going to set the price really high. So I think this is a good budget mid-range shock for sure, and I've been very, very happy so far. So I'll definitely keep you guys posted when I do take it off-road, when I finally get the setup all finished, and let you know how it does off there. But just daily driving it makes the Jeep ride and feel a lot better. So I'm very, very happy with that. And stay tuned. So this is just the end of part 1. Part 2 will be coming up next, which will be the lights. And I've already got them on here, if you can kind of see. So those are going to be a review coming up on those lights too. So that'll be part 2. But yeah, anyway guys, very, very happy. So stay tuned for more upgrades and updates coming up.